This is the Uncensored Man Radio Show. This show contains adult language and content. Listener discretion is advised.
Fucking A.
Another beautiful Saturday morning.
Amazing.
Another beautiful Saturday. Yeah, anytime the music is playing, I echo on your end.
You got an echo over here?
Let me see now. Maybe not. We need to get a professional studio set up, dog.
I know, that's what I would like to be doing.
So the Sturgis rallies today, it's a big motorcycle rally, maybe the biggest one in the country, where all the schmucks on Harley Davidsons come together in one area, and what they drive like 400 miles in total across the state. Something like that, right? It's like a fair for motorcycle enthusiasts.
Yeah, it's August 1st through August 10th in Sturgis, South Dakota. It's a big deal. There's a lot of bikes that come through there, man.
How far is Sturgis from you?
25 miles.
See, I thought it was a situation where, like, they started in Sturgis, then they went all over the state. So the whole thing is just in one place?
Yeah, it's just like a gathering. Like, people just come to Sturgis, and there's a
lot of drinking, a lot of like carousing.
Yeah, there's a lot of shows. There's a lot of campgrounds. So like we have the Sturgis Buffalo Chip, for example, is probably one of the biggest campgrounds out there, if not the biggest. It's world renowned. It's a huge venue. There'll be thousands of people just in that one location. They'll never even come to town. They'll just be out there like the whole week. Concerts every single night. I mean, titties, drinking, probably some drugs.
I know. I was thinking of driving out there today. It's fucking raining.
It's probably right up your alley, man.
It's too bad it's raining. I don't know what the weather's supposed to be like. That'd be sweet. We could have did a show from there. That would have been awesome. But, maybe next year.
Well, it's August 1st through the 10th, so you can come anytime for like 2 weeks.
So that means it's the second day today.
Mm-hmm.
Or the third. Yeah.
What you should do is look up all the concerts for the Sturgis rally and see what's going on, because there's so many different venues. Like,
what I think I'm going to do is they have this like event for the local Latinos here where I live, but it's like this DJ and a lot of like the local Hispanic chicks who speak zero English, like literally zero English. They're going to all be there. So I think I'm just going to go.
Really?
I'm going to bring my Riz to the...
You're bringing your Riz? That's wild. I cannot hear the doc. I don't know if it's my end or what. Yesterday we had a call and I heard him cutting out, but when I heard the recording, I could hear everything he was saying, but I cannot hear you, Doc.
There?
Oh, no, there
Sorry.
you are.
Patient called me. I gotta turn this on Do Not Disturb.
Okay. So I did lose you that time.
So what was I even talking about?
Some Latino rally instead of
Oh
doing the
yeah.
biker rally.
They have some event tonight for like the local Latinos, like some, Mexican mariachi shit. Stuff that like make your head want to explode, but that's where all the girls are who don't speak English, so that's where I'm gonna probably be.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. Maybe, we'll see. I don't know, I may just play video games. I don't really like going out by myself,
Yeah, I don't either. It's not really
but
my thing.
you can do it. It's fine to do. The John Anthony thinks he used to go out by himself all the time. He said, if anybody asks you where your friends are at, just say, "Oh yeah, they're on their way," and you just
Yeah.
yourself. It's so easy to look like you're not alone if it's a busy enough place.
Sturgis is
But
definitely a busy place.
Sturgis would be busy. It's just 5 hours from here.
Mm.
I love that part of the state, though. That's the part of the state I want to retire. I want to be in the Black Hills for the cold months, and I want to be in, or not the cold months, for the warm months, and then be in like Merida, or like the Yucatan or something. Well, that is in the Yucatan, but for the winter months.
Nice. I hear
There's a
you.
lot of snowbirds that do shit like that. I have tons of patients that live in Florida half the year and live in some horrid shithole like New Jersey the other half of the year.
Yuck.
You know,
For some reason,
you've
they
heard of
do.
that. You've heard of that snowbird thing.
Yeah, I want to be a snowbird.
Yeah. The boomers have it great, man. They have it so good.
Yeah, I mean, it's
I don't
really
know any, I don't know. I do know snowbirds under the age of like 60, for example, because I have a lot of like clients who are on the wealthier side. So I guess I do know some younger ones, but 99% of the snowbirds I know are like all really old people. I mean, we can most millennials can't even afford to fucking rent, let alone a single house, let alone two houses.
right. Uh, yeah, that's the problem.
Do you see this story of these white people making this whites only town in Arkansas?
No, is that what you sent me?
Yeah. I didn't really want to get into it just because it's not even a new story. It's kind of just a story that's pissed the media off for 2 or 3 weeks.
Hmm.
But apparently they have more groups like that popping up, and that's causing concern. So
Yeah,
racial segregation, that's the other thing. You're going to see more and more of that outside the cities. Cities are naturally segregated. The only thing more segregated racially than cities in the US are prisons in the US.
right.
Prison kind of teaches you how humanity really operates because everybody's just with their own race of people. That's just like the primitive thing to do. And so society at large, or American society, is founded on the premise that we're all, a big melting pot. Well, it wasn't founded on that premise, actually, but we've been convinced that it was for the last 50 years. And there's a lot of pushback to that because of the violence in cities. And, so you have this white identitarian movement.
Interesting.
You haven't heard of this or seen this?
I may have heard about it recently, but yeah, I didn't really pay a lot of attention to it.
There's a lot of white people in western South Dakota where you live.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know
yeah.
what's interesting is when I talk to Mexicans about Mexican politics and about US politics, they have this kind of misunderstanding that US politics is like white people are Republicans and everybody else is Democrats, or white men are Republicans, everybody else are Democrats. And I had to say, the United States politically is a very, very complex entity, and you can't really separate people by their political parties, because even just look at South Dakota. The western part of South Dakota, up in the hills where you're at, is conservative. The eastern part of the state, the flatlands, we get called flatlanders by the mountainers. But the eastern part of the state is also very conservative, but in a very different way.
It is
So,
different.
right, it's very, very different. But they're both. It's a very conservative state. But you have the left half of the state, the western part of the state, is cowboy country, right? So you have like more libertarian conservative types of people, the ones that are more about the economic conservatism and gun rights and leave me the fuck alone. Would you say that's a fair characterization of the western half?
Yeah, that's pretty fair.
Okay, so on the other half of the state, the eastern half, you have more of the traditionalist, like old money, not old money, but let's just say old school, Midwestern social conservatives. Like, I would say the conservative people in the eastern part of the state are more similar to Minnesotans, for example, like Scandinavian conservative people. So it's not as economically conservative, it's not as individualistic. The western half of the state is filled with rugged individualists. Like I said, cowboy country. But my whole point, what am I going into all that for? It's even in a single state in the US, the political makeup here is not homogenous. It's very conservative, but it's very, very different as you go regionally across the state. It's very, very different. Even in our cities, I would say Rapid City in the western part of the state, very different politically than Sioux Falls. Sioux Falls is like a liberal, it's a much more liberal,
I would say the farther
metropolitan, not a metropolitan.
yeah,
It's a very liberal city.
the more east you go, the more liberal it gets. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, the more east you go, the more liberal it gets, kind of. I mean, but yeah, so the country is just very different, even from state to state.
Yeah, it's pretty
Like
wild.
Minnesota people, there's a lot of conservatives in Minnesota. All the blue comes from the major cities, but there's a lot of conservatives in Minnesota. The Minnesotan conservatives are very different than, say, the Western South Dakota conservatives. Very, very different. Who are also very different from like the Iowa / rural Missouri conservatives, right?
Right?
Okay, you go down to Iowa, you say who's a conservative down in Iowa? Those are the Bible Belt people. You're getting at the beginning kind of the Bible Belt. So you find much more traditional WASP type conservatism.
The more east you go, it just feels like you're getting closer to the cities. I don't know. The culture is different though. Like we do travel east quite a bit, like to Watertown and I mean really all over. But yeah, it's just like when you get over there, it's like there's a mindset shift. I think there's more money on the east side of the state. It feels like
There
a
is.
better part of the culture. Like things are better in eastern South
Well,
Dakota. People are living better. I don't know. I mean, it's pretty out here. I like it out here, and I like this culture, but
yeah.
it just seems like
But
there's
it is very different. It is different. So it's it's just interesting because you can't really split the country up into two halves. It's not like half the country is vehemently liberal, half the country's conservative. It's so divisive, not because there's two sides, but because there's many. It's actually the government we would have with voters, Western South, would be very different than the one we have if just East part of this voted. For example,
Can't hear you.
I'm not breaking up.
You're not breaking up, and I have a good signal. I don't know what's going on here. It's wild.
Maybe signal. I don't know. Is it out there?
Is there what
Is
out
it
here?
out there?
No, it's not raining. It's nice. It's a very nice morning.
Nice. You
Yeah.
see the sunrise from your porch. Last check, your fish is 5,000, I think, close to it. So you live in the perfect location
Oh
because
yeah.
you get UV light year round. So even in the winter time, you can go out on your porch and get a tan.
It's pretty gray during the winters here. It's pretty tough. I don't get
Yeah,
much.
I'm sure OS and doesn't seem like this, like the sun's out and it's good tanning weather, but because of the elevation, it makes up for it. So you still can get like sunburn and out up there, which is good. UV light year round is amazing. We need more people just to get outside.
Well, I
That
already
that
fucked that up this morning. I already did what we talked about not doing, and that's getting on the screen for the first 30 minutes of the day and really just fucking up my day.
Bro, me too. My chick woke me up because she left kind of early, and she wakes me up every fucking morning. Maybe she has to go back to her husband. I don't know. That I don't know about.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm joking.
Just
But
kidding.
but I couldn't. Yeah, I was kidding. I couldn't go back to sleep. So what did I do? I browsed stupid fucking X,
X.
watching all that Nick Fuentes, Tucker Carlson shit. So that
Mm,
distracted me. But yeah, that's the worst thing you can do for your health is doom scrolling in general is terrible, but doing it in bed is like triple, quadruple terrible, especially if it's in the middle of the night. So what you should do is just look up when sunrise is, set your alarm for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes afterwards, maybe even a half hour, doesn't matter, up to a half hour. And second your alarm goes off, don't even touch your phone. Just walk outside and sit there for 10 minutes.
mm.
Put your bare feet in the ground so you're connected to the Earth's magnetic field and get sunlight. No, don't wear glasses. Don't be behind a window. If you do that for like a month, you will feel significantly better.
We
You'll have
see
more energy. You'll sleep way better. You'll feel like $1,000,000.
sunrises at 5:44.
So there you go. So 6 a.m. or 6:15, wake up, go do that for like 10 minutes. And you could
Yeah.
just read a book too or meditate. I wouldn't meditate because that will close your eyes. You want to get sunlight exposure on your eyes. And again, not behind contact lenses, not behind glasses, your naked eye. Don't wear false sunglasses.
I'm stepping outside right
Do
now.
that. The other part of South Dakota is so fucking windy in the eastern part of the state.
But I'm
That
telling you
w-
right now, yeah, it is. You're not going to get much sun here in the wintertime, though. It's pretty.
oh yeah, you are.
I'm not
You
getting
are.
it.
You're not going to see it. Yes, I understand. It's overcast. You don't see it, but it's still there, coming
I
through the
feel horrible
clouds.
in the wintertime.
What?
I feel horrible in the wintertime.
Well, I'm telling you, the sun still goes through the clouds, dog.
Mm,
Just trust me. Trust the old doc.
I trust you,
What do
but
you
that's
have to
how I
lose
feel.
by doing 10 minutes of sun exposure in the morning? It's not going to kill you. It's not going to make any problems worse, right?
Yeah, I'm probably not going outside at 5 degrees and sitting in the sun.
Is it that cold up in Spearfish in the winter? Does it even get that fucking cold?
It's
But you
fucking
know what?
cold.
I'm going to tell you something else. The cold exposure is good for you too.
Yeah, I think our lowest was probably 20, 30 below this season.
Well, you can't go out in that kind of weather. But if it's like a little bit cold, like in the fall, the cold exposure is good for you too, especially as white people, because we have poorly coupled mitochondria. So we're designed to get cold exposure. I think a big reason a lot of white people are fat these days is because we are never really cold. And that's a different story. But yeah, try that sun exposure thing. I tell that to all my patients.
I'm working on it. I'm working.
Yeah. It's worth trying.
I need to get off, the phone. It's the podcast, that we've been doing the first thing in the morning it's been helping because it gives me something else to do besides even though I'm still looking at some news stories and things that we talk about. But yeah, I was talking to my brother this morning before we got on the call with this podcast, and he's like going through this too. And I don't know. I feel like this major apathy right now. Like I don't know what it is
What, like
towards everything.
you're just starting to feel it, or it's been going on a long time? What do you mean by that?
Yeah, it's been going on a long time. Like just towards doing the different things. Now, like what I do when I shear sheep, like I don't really have apathy towards that. Like that makes me feel pretty good, like really good. And I don't dread going to do it. But there's a lot of things I just dread doing. Like in the off season, I would do construction for like the last 10 years. And there's
Yeah.
just something about that. Like I dread going and doing it. I don't know. Even though
So
like
this
when I get
is
into it, I feel good, but like lately my apathy and depression is just like fucking out of control. But that's really just because the work is slow. And as soon as I'm like not into it, I don't feel great.
so when you're depressed, even activities that you previously enjoyed can become difficult to initiate. And especially the initiation part, like the idea of doing it, like you said, fills you with dread. I've had that before where it's like, oh, I have a patient to see in a half hour and I don't feel like it. Like, oh my gosh, I really don't feel like it. But then I actually start the appointment. We get to talking. It's 5, 10 minutes in. Then I feel a lot better, So that whole thing where you can't start tasks is a symptom of depression, and the treatment for that is just to do it. The treatment for that is to just do it, force yourself to do it, ignore how you feel about the
Yeah.
fact that you don't want to do it. Your brain will reward you chemically for doing things you don't want to do, but you have to do. So if you know you have to do something, you have a construction job to do, okay, you have to, what's the first step? You have to go to the store and buy the materials or whatever, right?
Right.
Well, that first step is going to feel like really jaunting, like holy shit, I can't fucking believe I have to do this, like, but just starting has a huge momentum effect. Cuz as humans, like tasks that you don't want to do, like let's say you got to get your accounting together for your taxes. So the
Oh
first
shit.
step is you got to download all the transactions or whatever in your payment processor. So if you really don't feel like doing it, just do the first step. That's like 30-second step. Just log in, download the transactions or whatever. It takes you 1 minute. But the fact that you started it will make it hard for you to ignore it. It'll become a priority in your mind, right?
Right.
So just starting tasks that you feel dread for has this effect to like raise your dopamine levels actually.
Well, I started a project
So
last night.
it's the things you don't feel like doing that you should do. You should prioritize.
Well, that's what I started doing last night. I tore into a project that I did not want to start doing. And
Yeah.
so now half of my floor is torn up in the hallway. I broke my toilet tank in the bathroom. And so now I'm just in it to win it. There's no
That
choice
sounds
but
like
to
a
finish
huge
it.
project.
Yeah, it's
That sounds like a huge project.
it's a
But
problem.
but that's an important thing for guys cuz there is a lot of depression. And I think people really misunderstand when you're depressed, you don't feel like doing anything. You feel like being in a state of stasis. So the most important thing for you to do is not, oh, go to therapy, oh, take a medicine. Those things may be necessary. But the most important thing is for you to do something. Do something. Don't just sit around. We often want to make ourselves feel better in the easiest way possible, or in the way that requires the least amount of energy. So it's
Mhm.
like I could either spend the day doing my taxes, get it done, and then I'll feel better when that's done because it'll be a huge weight off my shoulders and it'll be like another problem that I didn't ignore and won't make my life more difficult, whatever. Or I can make myself feel better by watching pornography and jerking off or watching Instagram reels for 2 straight hours. You
Yeah,
know,
that's a problem.
then I'll feel good and I'll feel calm in the moment, but obviously I'm not gonna get anything important done. Oh, you have to resist that. It's the things that you don't feel like doing that are ironically gonna make you feel better. And the other thing not to confuse is that it's not the tasks that you're depressed about. Don't confuse that. I mean, if it well, you should try to figure that out, right? So if you have a job that makes you is it you're depressed or is it your circumstances, your environment, or even your job are making you depressed? Well, in the case of a job, if you've never felt any enjoyment doing it, then chances are, I mean, you just need a new career, new job. But if it's something you previously enjoyed and derive meaning from, and all of a sudden it's more difficult, that's a symptom of depression.
Yeah.
So depression is just a state of stasis. You don't want to do anything. That's why you have to do.
Yeah. I have to just make myself do some shit.
Me too.
That's just all there is.
Would you feel better? You started that project before you start. You didn't feel like it. You probably had to force yourself to. It felt like shit
Yeah, I've been
in
pretty
the
bad
early years of
for
doing it.
doing
But once you were a half hour, didn't you feel better and weren't you glad you started it?
sort of,
What's
kind of, a little bit. I was like, "Yeah, I kinda feel good about starting this," and then now I'm, like, just finding all kinds of shit wrong, and I'm just like, "God damn, this is fucked."
yeah. But you get, I mean, ripping up your house sounds like a lot, but you get the overall general principle of it.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll get there, and it'll feel good once I get a little progress going and it starts shaping up, so but
I had a
yeah.
guy come in, one of my longtime patients who I talked to, he's going through a terrible divorce, horrible situation, horrible situation. She like cheated with his best friend and blew up their whole friend group. They have young kids and she's the one that filed the divorce. He found out about it after she filed the divorce and he's just like fucking devastated. He's like, man, I just sit on my couch all day long. I can't work. Thankfully, he has a lot of money saved up, but he's like, I just feel like shit. I feel like I can't do anything. He's like, I could barely even get on this appointment call right now. I'm like, dude, you gotta pick yourself up, man.
You gotta pick yourself
You
up,
gotta you
man.
gotta pick yourself up, man. Like you gotta do something. He's like, yeah, my buddies tried to take me golfing today because we always go golfing on Tuesday. I'm like, dude, you got to force yourself to do all that stuff, you know. And he's telling me about all the stuff he's doing with his lawyer, and he's gonna do this and that. And I said, look, dude, forget all that stuff. Just now you have your kids part of the time. When you have your kids, focus on your kids if they're young, and just you got to do it. You can't just sit around thinking this. But it's another those, unfortunately, that like his whole social circle is like surrounds his wife. It seems like there's a lot of like codependency going on there.
It's
But it
interesting that
is
you would say
horrible.
that because, after my divorce, like, I always felt pretty social. I mean, I've always been slightly antisocial or what is that, when you have just, like, social anxiety, you're just, somewhat introverted, but can
Yeah,
be
that's what it's called.
but,
Introverted. Yeah.
like, yeah, and so, like, all of the social dynamics were as a family, and so now that that's been disrupted and it's, like, trying to learn how to do this stuff alone is just I don't know, it's just different, but I definitely isolate a lot, and that's not healthy, and that's where I just sit around and doom scroll a lot, and
Yeah.
what I'm really I'm looking for it to fill the hole, like I'm looking for an answer in it, but the answer is never going to come, like the next news story or something to just give me that, like it's like a drug, but it's like I know it's not. It's like fuck this phone. Like what I really want, I feel like at a basic core level is I just want someone. I want to interact with humans and I want like love. I think those are like two things that we all desperately want or need at a core level. And so I was like just trying to boil it down to that this morning. It's like, okay, because I'm feeling that way today, like I wake up and I'm just feeling like fuck apathy, and I can make myself do some things, but it's like, okay, what am I really lacking here at the core? It's like I need something. I just desperately need some human interaction. So
Yeah.
and I did what I talked about, in our other shows is like I call my brother. He's one of my people that I can talk to a lot. But it goes back to making these phone calls, and I really just feel like I need them, like, almost every day now, like, I just need to talk to a few different humans because I'm, like, out here alone most of the time. I did go to
Yeah,
the coffee shop yesterday, but again, there, I just sit there alone and work on the podcast.
yeah, but that's still better than being alone. It's okay even if you're just around other people and it seems like it's like you're not interacting with them.
But if
Yeah,
I'm
I get it.
at least talking
Listen,
on the
there's a
phone
million
versus
guys
doom
in your
scrolling, I
situation.
feel way better. Like what we're doing, we're talking, or if I'm actually using the phone to talk to someone, like those feelings like go away, like substantially, like almost 80% better when I'm communicating.
Well, this is why I say there are millions of guys like that are just chronically lonely. And so having people to talk, it's very important. Like see, this is the reason why when they do health studies, they find loneliness is almost as deadly, in some studies, more deadly than smoking. Shortens your life more than smoking, just chronic loneliness. Human beings are not meant to live in isolation. It's a rare individual that's comfortable and can live a satisfying life in total isolation. We call them schizoids.
Mm,
And but other people can't. The other thing is men not only need, like social connection, but you need intimacy too. Men and women need intimacy. That's the big uh, that's hard to find these days, I guess, depending on circumstances. And so those are two unmet needs. That's why there are a lot of psychologists consider this to be one of the worst times to be alive because of the isolation. Because no matter what the struggles and challenges of previous eras in history, people weren't alone like they are now. The idea in prior generations of humans living alone was horrifying. Like, Isaac Newton, one of the smartest people who ever lived, his niece came to live with him for her
really?
whole life because the idea that he would be isolated was like intolerable. It's like no one can live alone. So his niece moved across the country and lived with him I believe when his mom died or something like that, and lived with him for the rest of his life. You
Damn.
know, so we just have this society that's very atomized. Like even just think of how we treat our parents. Like you have a mom or dad and one of them dies and then the other parent just more or less lives alone. In other cultures, parents live with their kids. Now as kids live with we have everything just inverted.
Yeah. It it's not it's not great. It's not like a culture that I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy our culture. I
I do want to talk about what you said though with the apathy, not feeling like doing things that you have to want to just yes is very important. When you that kind of apathy, that's what to do those things. The more you fake not doing it because of depression, that's all the more important for you to do it.
to do the things that you don't wanna do, the things that you're putting off.
Saying is when you're depressed, you don't doing any saying
Right.
like you didn't feel like starting certain projects, you're just very apathetic. The
So
more apathy and the more like depression and the more craving you have to escape to doom scroll, pornography, or whatever, that's when you need to do those tasks more than ever.
Thank God I don't look at pornography.
Well, that is
Well,
good.
not anymore. I
It's
mean,
good.
it's
But
not that I
see,
haven't, but yeah.
that's the thing is that the more you that you have, the more depressed you're going to get, and the more fleeting the relief of your escape valves is going to be. So this is how guys go from like jerking off once a day to like 5, 6, 7 crazy amounts of times a day.
Jeez.
Because they get insensitized to it, and then they just habituate to, I need to get my dopamine hit again. So it's like, you have to live life. You have to engage with reality. You have to socialize somehow. The only way you
I think
can
that's
socialize
key,
is by sitting in a coffee house, and maybe you don't even talk to anybody. That's better than sitting at home alone.
right?
No, this is when I'm in my, and there's a bar and laundromat that's open 24/7. I go down there in the afternoon to do my Spanish lessons, and I don't drink. I drink like a Diet Coke, and I just sit there. And people sometimes look at me weird because I'm talking into my lavalier mic, and they're like, "What is he making a video?" I'm just doing my like Spanish lessons, but I'm home alone all day, and I don't want to just be alone all day. I just want to be around other people,
I
even
mean, you're
if
in the same boat, really.
I don't
You're
talk to them.
you talk to patients and whatnot, but you're still like alone, and there's really nothing that can replace just having like, I don't know, a
Having
family
a buddy next door that you
or a
can
buddy.
go back and forth between each other's houses and stuff like that. Yeah.
See, I never used to feel this way. I mean, it's not that I didn't have depression, but like I always had, I had my family. I had 5 kids and it was just, life was great. And then that was taken away and now I don't. And now what the fuck am I doing, you know?
Yeah.
You gotta just
Well, it's been that way for a while for you.
it's been that
Now
way
it's
for a
just
while.
about your purpose, having a purpose. You know,
Yeah.
my
For a
purpose is
while.
one of the big purposes of my life at this point is to grow this podcast.
I've been thinking about that too. Just like, okay, what is the next purpose? Like, why am I here? What am I here for? And it's like, I've been going through all of this for what? And the podcast has been on my mind for quite a while, the Uncensored Man Show, because the more I look at, yes, the red pill sites and, the red pill shows, there's a certain allure to that, but there's also a gap where it's not really helping people either. Like, what is really going to help people? But, for me, it's definitely talking about it. This is definitely an outlet for me.
The red pill is a dead end. You're right. The red pill is just people with false information. Even the basic stuff they get incorrect. There's some truth to it, but the prescriptions are not good.
Right. Like,
Um,
I mean, just for an example, like if you listen to Andrew Tate, which I have learned a lot from Andrew Tate. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of good shit that has really helped me out. But it's like if you listen to only Andrew Tate, you're gonna be banging a bunch of chicks. You're gonna be getting a bunch of chicks pregnant, and like that's not really a fucking smart option for an American young male. That's fucking retarded. That's
well,
suicide.
even more. You're right, but most guys won't end up banging a lot of chicks. But
You
more
know what I'm saying?
important.
That's
But
what
you
it's
are right.
about.
That's the wrong attitude to instill.
Yeah, do not do
More
that.
than that, though, I think more than that, though, I think is the lie that you have come super to have a meaningful life. I mean, that's a trap.
Right. I get a message from him like every day. He sends out an email or every other day. And it's like, if you're not rich yet, you're just, your life is basically pointless. Like, fuck, man. I'm fucked. I
Yeah.
wanna I wanna get rich or die trying, but I'm not there yet, man. Like, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing wrong, but Does that mean I'm not supposed to be happy or serve my purpose?
Money doesn't buy happiness. It's an old phrase. It's a timeless phrase. People say it's not true. It is true. Money can help solve certain problems which make you happy, mostly temporary. But numerous studies have shown repeatedly over several decades that past a certain income amount in the low six figures, roughly, more money doesn't make you more happy, actually.
Yeah. You can do pretty much anything you want to do in the low six figures. Most people, unless you're starting to get a bunch of kids, but
The point is that whole philosophy where it's just like you should just grind, get rich, and only after you get rich, that's when you should start living your life. I think that's a huge mistake.
I've been with money and I've been without money. I've been without money a lot longer than I was with money, but I used to do the mortgage business and I made fucking great money, you know, probably
Yeah, I think the key is to find something meaningful that you can get paid for and have some kind of purpose, I guess.
and not want to slit your wrists every time you go to work.
Uh huh.
That's the key. See,
Well,
going to the
I
mortgage
think there's
job would
two
make you
sides
just
to
want to
that.
slit your
Yeah.
wrists, dealing with realtors and I mean, just underwriting and all that bullshit. I mean, it's a very high stress job, like every day,
Yeah. Well, yeah, you have a point. You want to avoid that.
right?
You want to find something that you're not going to be bored at or that you don't dread. At a certain point in time, though, I guess my point was when you're depressed, any kind of work is dreadful.
Kind
So
of.
you can't necessarily make the mistake of blaming the job for your mood. That was really my point.
Yeah. What I found is pretty wild though. I hardly ever get depressed when I'm shearing sheep. It's the weirdest thing. I know it sounds like a crazy job because I grew up as a ranch kid. I've grown up on a ranch, raising livestock and doing farming and like all types of ranch work. And then I was like in blue collar, like I worked at a factory. And then somehow I migrated into sales and I did different types of sales like in my 20s and 30s, like car sales, copier sales, cell phones. I've done it all. And then I got into
Yeah.
mortgage sales, but that's what got me into the mortgage business. And I did that for about 7 years. And that was really like the most lucrative position, but I cannot see myself ever doing that again. But
Yeah, you don't feel stressed because you like the work and you feel
and
competent at it and you get into like a flow state when you do it.
what I'm doing now, I do. Yeah, I feel very competent. I feel like I can get in a flow state. The money's relatively good if there was just more of it. That's the sucky part is like it gets to this time of year and you really have to hunt for work or there is no work. And so you have better saved up or, find other things to do. But
Well, that's why you're doing the social media was genius, finding a way to compound your income through doing something that you love.
it has helped. Unfortunately, like the niche that I'm in, like doesn't pay a lot overall. Maybe if I
Yeah.
was better at it, it would pay more. Because I know there's like some sheep shearer ladies, and I think they make a pretty good income with all of their social media, but they do like voiceovers and high quality editing on everything they do. And so they just get like max views, like they're crushing it.
Yeah, maybe that's what you need to do.
Mm,
Get somebody to do it. The
yeah.
video editing shit is really hard. It's really time consuming.
Bro, I've spent hours and hours in CapCut. Like a
Yep,
clean
me
edit.
too.
Man, I can put a nice video together for you, but but then you gotta add the voiceover and sound good and flow, and I don't know. It's just
That
some
part of it isn't fun to me. That's why outsourcing is. So I sometimes you just got to outsource, you know. But yeah, this whole thing, everybody feels. A lot of people feel apathy. A lot of people are lonely. The solution is you know how to solve it. Apathy, loneliness, and to a large extent depression. You already know what you have to do to make yourself feel better. It's just a matter of doing it. Just goes back to the basic things that I keep repeating
Yeah.
is being successful is mostly about doing things you have to do even if you don't feel like doing them.
Sometimes it gets so overwhelming that I really don't know what to do. Like
That's common too.
I'm like, "Okay, at this point now, what the fuck do I do?" I mean, I have all these things going on in my head, and it's just like but usually
That
that's when I need some human connection.
that
And
happens to me all the time too. The answer though isn't to avoid doing it, it's just to make a list of all the things you have to do and trying to prioritize. And then the other way to defend against that is to have a routine. Routines are very important. A,
that's what's
s-
good about this. This is a routine. For
a,
me, this is a routine.
a set, strict routine is a very important thing for success. Because again, when you have a goal you want to achieve, financial, fitness, whatever, you don't rise to the occasion, you fall back on your habits. So a routine is just a series of habits that you do at a specific period of time.
Mm,
And so you have to go through this period where you retrain your brain to become dependent on doing something at a specific point in time. And so that's very hard to do. But after a few weeks where, okay, I go to the gym every day at 2 p.m. and you do that the first week, the second week is the hardest week to continue it. But you get through the second week, third week, by the fourth or fifth week, even the thought of not doing it makes you feel like shit. So that's where you need to get to is just make everything a routine.
I need to make a routine of getting up and working on this house right now. That was supposed to be my summer job, and I'm just, like, putting it off, putting shit off, putting shit off. Just, like, apathy is terrible.
Well, don't put it off. I was thinking the other day how, my dad was down here and he fixed some drywall for me. My son, we had a hockey goal in the garage that he beat up all the drywall. And so it had a bunch of holes in it. My dad went and like fixed it all in like an hour. And I'm like, holy shit. Like this guy, man, my dad is just so impressive. Like the sheer amount of, he was a bond broker for 30 years. He worked in finance. So he wasn't a handyman by any means, but he taught himself throughout the years before there was any YouTube how to do all these repair projects and shit. And it's like, damn, dude, I can barely like fix the lock on my door.
So he is pretty handy.
My dad is extremely. That's what I'm saying. I feel very inadequate compared to him.
Hmm. I can
So
believe all that.
is that like you? You've learned how to do all the
Yeah, and I
carpentry or whatever on your own?
yeah, pretty well, I've done it through jobs that I've worked on, which I really didn't wanna get into it. I was like, "Fuck, man, I don't wanna go do this type of construction," but after my divorce, I got into a construction job, and it was, like, framing and just all I don't know, all kinds of, like, working with power tools and, building decks and different things and just building shit, and then I got into working with this other guy. He called himself the old handyman, and I mean, we were doing all kinds of handyman projects, so I was just learning new and different things, like, every single day, and now, like, shit, last summer, I mean, I've this is probably my 4th trailer house flip that I'm working on right now, and I've flipped a couple stick-built homes too, but, like, m manufactured housing is just, like, the price point, I don't need a loan to get into them. Yeah, they're cheap, but, like, I can pay cash. And then, like, the return on investment is almost as good as a stick-built home for, like, what the amount of work that you put into it. It's the same kind of work. In fact, some of it's even easier. Some of it's shittier, you know, but,
Yeah.
yeah, it's all the same.
That's still impressive though.
I had one last summer, it was, like, almost completely gutted. I mean, there was really nothing working in it, and in about 2 months, I got it flip ready.
Well, so this project you're doing, why is it so stressful? Just because there's so much to do or because you don't know how to do parts of it?
I think it's the fact that I don't have someone here, like, I just seem to work better with somebody, and so, what it would be nice if I just had someone working with me. But at the same time,
Is it a 2-person job, or you
some
mean
of it
just
is
someone physically present that you could bullshit with?
mostly that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like, I would almost be like, they wouldn't even have to really help me that much. It's just as long as they're here with me to bullshit with me. I could just pay someone to sit here and bullshit with me, and I would get way more done.
Well,
It's
dude, I could
crazy.
have just did that. I could have just drove out and hung out with you.
Damn.
That would
Well,
have been fun. We could have just did this show live.
fucking A. Well, we're gonna do that one of these days.
Yeah. And then what do you do at night when you're all done?
Doom scroll?
See, I had this picture of you as a guy who like hit up the bars in your local town, like you're a known entity at the bar down the
Mm.
street.
No, I'm very reclusive.
So you're not known at any of those local bars, huh?
Well, people know me. A lot of times people know me, yeah. I've been kinda hanging out with a bartender. A
Okay.
lot of people know me, but there's a lot of people that still don't know me. But it is my hometown, so
So you
the
don't even go out that much then.
I don't go out that much, but yeah, I'm like,
Yeah, I never go out, like
I'm
ever,
terrified
hardly
to go
ever.
out alone, man. It's just I feel so uncomfortable in my skin. Like, it's just outrageous.
I don't go out because I like to hit on chicks, and that's hard to do in a very small town where everybody knows you. But I love like being in Mexico and going out.
See, that sounds a lot more fun to me.
Yeah, especially when your Spanish is good. It's fun. It's very, very fun. But even if I was in a town where no one knew me, it would be better. You know, it's hard to talk to like chicks at the store here because like this is probably someone's daughter that I know or someone's fucking cousin or whatever.
Right?
And they're all, you know, yeah. What does this bartender tell? Why don't you have her come over?
I might.
Maybe she's bartending.
Well, I know she was bartending last night, so
I totally would have driven down and hung out with you for the day, and we could have just went out, had a few beers, maybe even went to that Sturgis thing. That might have been fun.
it's
Man, that ride is so brutal. It's not that brutal because it's mostly 4-lane highway through Pier, I think.
it's just a long straight stretch, it's kind of tiring, but it's not that bad.
Yeah. Used to work with an orthopedic surgeon from Spearfish. He used to drive out to the eastern part of South Dakota every like other week or something, work for 2 weeks, then go back home. Talk about being away from your wife and kids. This guy at the time he had a 16-year-old, but yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm here. Yeah, he gets a lot of distance from them, which I think is good.
Nice.
Not everybody can be an orthopedic surgeon though.
No.
Where'd you meet the bartender at the bar?
No.
Picking
At
up a
Rallies.
bartender is pretty advanced, especially if she's working because they're always used to getting hit on or hit on.
Right.
That's why we call them hired guns.
Oh,
Hired guns are girls that are paid for their looks. So that would include like bartenders, waitresses at some places, obviously not all, and like strippers, stuff like that, bottle girls. When's the last time you've been in a nightclub? I haven't been in a nightclub, I think,
I
in
yeah, I
like a
haven't
decade.
been. Yeah, it's probably been the same for me. Like, I've only been to one a few times. I hardly ever went, but I did go a few times. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never been a nightclub guy, you know.
Same. I'm really boring when it boils down to it, but I'm not really boring. I mean, I like to do a lot of shit. I like to ride my bike. I like to get out and do shit. But
Yeah.
yeah, do you ride or can you ride
I could, yeah.
like a motorcycle? Do you have a bike?
Oh, I don't get on motorcycles. I've seen way too many people die. Between those and ATVs,
Mm,
I don't fuck with that.
really?
My uncle also died on a motorcycle. I've always hated motorcycles. I mean, I respect people that have them, but I've seen way too many dead kids, dead people from shit like that.
Right.
I imagine that's fun.
It is a great time. I do think about that a lot. Like, I recently saw a friend of mine that I used to work with. He got hit by a drunk driver here, and like he's been in critical condition for like a month now. I didn't even know it, but I saw him make this video on Facebook, and I mean, he is just like looks like a totally different person after the bike wreck. I'm like, oh damn! Like I just put
I
my
tell
bike
you,
for
it's
sale.
probably really dangerous where you're at because of all those 2-lane fucking roads. Seems like around Rapid City area, there's still just so many small, bendy 2-lane roads. Like, fuck that, dude.
I like the canyon, like a Spearfish Canyon. I could ride that every day. It's so beautiful, and it is a windy 2-lane road. But as long as
Oh,
people aren't driving crazy on it, most people just drive it slow. But there was a death on it here this past year. It was a kid on a motorcycle just driving too fast, though. I think that's
yeah.
what
I
happened.
hate those
You're
fucking
driving too
2-lane
fast
roads like you
when you're
wouldn't
not paying
believe.
attention.
I hear you.
But somebody could hit you. That's what happened to my friend. I just put my bike for sale on Facebook. I was kinda I don't know, I go up and down with it, like, I'll have fun with it, and then I'll see somebody get, like, hit, and I was like, "Fuck, I'm gonna sell this thing."
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's dangerous, man, especially you get into those months where the road can be frozen. I don't know, I'm not a motorcycle guy.
Yep, I won't do that. I will only ride when it's nice. It's gotta start getting up to 70s and 80s before I start riding.
The question is, what am I gonna do tonight?
Well, you got this
Ugh.
Latino thing, you know?
Yeah, that's one idea. I don't know if I wanna really drink alcohol, though. Maybe I'll go to Sioux Falls.
Practice your Spanish.
What I should do is just get a little bit of work done, do my Spanish, and then get back to my reading and just relax. But I probably won't. I'm probably gonna. Well, I probably will do that, but I'll probably go out in some rhyme or fashion. We'll see.
I'm probably going to work on this bullshit here today, and I'm probably gonna go get a toilet because now I don't have a toilet. I mean,
There you go.
I can still flush it with a bucket of water, but yeah, I was, like, trying to adjust a bathroom wall because there's, like, a stud broken in there, and I was looking at how I need to fix it, so I was, like, pushing on the wall, and it pushed up against the tank on the other side of the wall in the other bathroom and just cracked it to shit. I mean, water came down like a flood all on the floor. I was like, "Damn."
Oh man, not good.
No, no, it was, like, several gallons of water just all at once, all over the floor. I was like, "Oh, no."
Well, damn.
Yeah, not a biggie, not a biggie. The water's off, and if I need to use the toilet, I can still do the old bucket trick, but yeah.
Well, hey man, I'll let you get to that. I'm gonna do my work and find something to do.
No, it's great talking with you, and this is good stuff because I just feel like even after talking to my brother, it's just like I feel like there's a lot of people dealing with this apathy bullshit, and they're just, you know,
There are a lot of people.
we're stuck on our
That's why
goddamn.
we want to be an outlet where you can listen to this show and listen to the great wisdom that I dispense. It's the age of apathy. That's part of it. Yeah. People are depressed, apathetic. This
I
is
am.
not, don't feel like you're abnormal if that describes you.
No. I wanna make more money, and I wanna go viral doing something else that I enjoy more, like, I enjoy making the TikTok videos, but, like, if it would've paid really well, even for all the millions of views, I probably got 700,000,000 views, I
Yeah,
should have
that's
paid a
nuts.
fuck ton of money. So, I'm just at the
That's
point
nuts.
where I wanna, like, the views that I make, I want it to pay.
I
That's
get
where
it,
I'm
man. All right.
okay,
Well, we'll
Doc.
see you Monday morning, brother.
Alright, brother. Thank you for your time.
Have a good weekend, everyone.
Have a good weekend.
This is the Uncensored Man Radio Show. This show contains adult language and content. Listener discretion is advised.